Thank you for joining us in real life. My name is Suho Choi. I'm the Global Head of Travel and Hospitality for Publicis Sapient. I am excited and delighted to have joining us in today's conversation, Rocky Wiggins, Chief Information Officer of Spirit Airlines. Welcome, Rocky, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Suho. It's a pleasure.
Well, Rocky, I see the Spirit branded background behind you. You look like you're in a TV studio. Can you tell us a little bit about where you're physically based right now?
I'm sitting right here in the Spirit IT Technology Center here in Miramar, Florida. We do seminars and other training productions from here. So I'm leveraging it to make it look like I'm in a TV studio.
Well, adapt with the times, right? Looks great. Rocky, the airline business is a highly competitive industry, and it's becoming harder and harder to differentiate in the market that we're in. How is Spirit different from the other airlines?
Us being a low-cost carrier, what drives us is ensuring that we provide value to our customers every time they travel. We're going to get you there on time. We're going to have a good travel experience. We're going to be easy to do business with. We want the experience from the customer's perspective to be enjoyable. So we're looking at every opportunity to de-stress the travel experience, whether it's your experience at spirit.com, make it easy purchasing experience so you understand the product, you understand what you're buying. We are investing in enhanced lobby experience through an automated self-bag drop experience. We're also pairing biometrics at the gate when you board.
So 2020 has been very challenging for everybody for obvious reasons with COVID. And arguably the airline industry is if not one of the hardest hit, perhaps the hardest hit industry and sector in the market. Spirit had recently a pretty upbeat Q3 earnings. I wonder if you can just share a little bit about your lessons from 2020 coming to this point.
When all this started, it caused us to rapidly pause, and we took a look at everything we were doing, and we shifted focus of all of our resources on how do we survive this? What should we be doing? And more importantly, what should we not be doing? So we put a lot of projects from an IT perspective on hold, focused on what do we have to do to ensure that our team members are able to continue to do their jobs as best they can, often in a remote sense, and make sure we're prepared for the return of the market.
Our observation is Spirit is very well equipped, given the markets that you serve and the value proposition that you have, looking forward to capitalize on the recovery that we foresee. What are some specifics you think, and how are you taking advantage of that or planning to take advantage of it as you look ahead?
As a low-cost carrier in an economic scenario such as this, we should come back first. We should be the early recovery model. And because we are a growing company, we tend to be focused on current technology, the latest evolving customer trends in terms of what customers are looking for.
And speaking of customer and customer journeys and customer experience, there's underpinned, I would assume, by data. What are some of the foremost challenges in terms of that customer experience and journey that you're putting in the top of your priority queue?
We can look at tons and tons of historical data, Spirit data, industry data, you name it, and plan our routes and where are we going to fly, where are we going to fly the next new airplane that we take delivery for and all that. And it all means nothing in a situation like this because there's not a really good correlation as to when and where does the demand for air travel return. So we spend a tremendous amount of energy and are continuing to do that to detect where should we be flying, what's the frequency, what works best in the marketplace.
And I can imagine data and technology plays an instrumental role in enabling that. Well, speaking of customers, everyone certainly got one, is the mobile device, right? And if we just talk about the mobile journey that we've been through together, and early on there was because of the high number of mobile visitors, you released a mobile app with some basic functionality. That certainly evolved over time. What did you learn, and how has customer feedback turned into improving the product?
We decided we needed to have a mobile footprint and we needed to do it quickly. We started with a check-in app. It was a very basic functionality. When you look at it from a customer viewpoint, they really were quite critical of us. So the feedback we received wasn't so much about the app, did it work or not, it was the fact that it wasn't a full functional app. And that's what they were looking for and expecting and demanding from us. So we reorganized ourselves, said, okay, we're gonna take another shot at this, and we're gonna come back with a greater, richer experience. 2017 was when we launched the first app, and then our second generation was the following year. And then in 2019 was when, well, one of our strategies for helping us get where we wanted to be was when we partnered with Savient. So our current generation of app we're super thrilled about the response from our customers. It's more consistent with what customers are used to seeing with other mobile apps, not just airline apps, but mobile apps in general. We see the potential for this as being tremendous, and we're working really hard right now to add some very rich features to the mobile app, and we have many more to come.
Despite COVID and everything that we've seen in 2020, Spirit still plans on doubling your fleet in a relatively short period of time, 4 or 5 year time horizon. What does it mean from an IT and technology perspective, and what challenges do you anticipate facing as you approach that timeline and that growth?
So doubling the size of the airline, and we often talk about it from a fleet perspective, but it touches every aspect of the airline in terms of the number of systems, the size of the systems, the horsepower behind them, number of cities we're going to be flying. It all will generate growth from an IT perspective. So trying to double the size of the airline, it starts by examining every system that we have. An airline operates with hundreds of systems. They're all very highly interconnected, communicating data back and forth with each other in real time. And many of our systems are operationally critical. The focus on how do you double the size of the airline and ensure that your IT systems reliability is maintained is a challenge in and of itself. So how we do that is we look at which systems need to be enhanced, capacity increased. Some systems can be modified to grow and scale to that new demand. And in some cases, we need new systems. So it's a massive undertaking, one that requires a carefully thought out roadmap. We're pretty excited about completely moving to a cloud environment. We can't wait for the business to grow and say, the system doesn't support us anymore, or it's too slow, or it doesn't have the capability we need. So the challenge for IT is more than just engineering. We have to make sure that the capability, that the performance stays ahead of the needs of the airline. So we've got to work ahead.
Sounds like a really exciting time to be at Spirit. You've got some scaling work, you've got some architecture work, you've got some replacing work, you've got some modernization work, and you've got some brand new build work. All what I would venture to say is one of the most advanced target footprints in the industry, given how much legacy technology many of your competitors are still burdened with today. Final question. Publicis Sapient is a transformation company, and transformation is a big undertaking, and it never stops. Right? And in your view of choosing partners, what makes a good business transformation partner?
What we're looking for in a relationship with a company is not only come in and help us solve a problem, help us see what's coming, look at our roadmap, look at what the next opportunities are, and sort of be there with us, when the times get tough, right? And you can fall back on each other's skills and capabilities, and know that when we get there at the end, we'll be there together. And that sounds very philosophical, but that's really what drives us and what drives the relationships that we look to build.
Well, thank you very much, Rocky. It's great to see the optimism and the look to growth in the future. We look forward to continuing to work with you and to many new and exciting ventures together.